Alright, I don't know what it's going to take for me to love this house, but I seem to not click with Versace and their fragrances. So recently in New York City, I went to the Versace boutique there and I got to sample their fragrances from the new Atelier Versace collection of fragrances. I was even given a sample set. That was very nice employees there, but really I was not impressed. $330 for a 100 ml bottle. Bottles look great in photos, but when I held the bottles in my hand, I was not impressed. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about these 6 fragrances. I know I've done a video already with my anticipation, and now that I've tested them, and I'm going to test them for you on camera with these 6 samples. So if you want to find out about them, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into the channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways, and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Yes, I went to the Versace boutique because I was very curious about these fragrances. I love the bottles and photos, and in New York City I put some time into kind of like exploring some things that I wanted to smell that I don't have access to here in San Francisco. So I went there during Scent Explore, and I went to Versace boutique, and as I said, I walked in, security guard was a little uptight, but the sales associates were very nice. I do have to give them credit for being nice. So I sampled the fragrances, and they're right at the door as you enter. There's like a cubicle there, and the fragrances are displayed, the 6 new fragrances. And even from far away, the bottles look nice, but when you hold it in your hand, I'm going to cut to photos that I have of the bottles. They just seemed like a little gaudy to me. They looked like, I mean, Versace's design or fashion kind of can come off gaudy, but the bottles in your hand kind of seemed even more gaudy to me. So there's 6 new fragrances from the Atelier Versace collection. They're all 100 ml, $330. If you are more curious about the anticipation video, which I'll go through more of the notes and things like that, I'll probably just touch on them here on this video as I'm smelling the fragrances. There's 6 of them, and let's go ahead and get started. So the sample set comes in this beautiful kit. As you can see, it says Atelier Versace. The I don't want to display it like that. And then on the back you have all the fragrance names, and in here, as you can see, and right off the bat, we're going to start with Cedrat de Diamante. So I wouldn't say the fragrances are bad. I just didn't feel like they were worth $330. I think they're a little overpriced. I'm having a hard time taking these little samples out of here. So means citrus, I believe. So I mean, it's a pleasant citrus scent. I've smelled this a million times. This one's created by Marie Salamagne, who I know, and I mentioned in the video, she's done fragrances for Jo Malone, Atelier Des Ors, Maison, Margiela, various brands. It's a nice, pleasant scent. There's like a coconutty undertone, a slight, like a suntan lotiony undertone with the citrus. I mean, it's pleasant. I would wear it. It's not bad or anything. It smells great. There's a bit of grapefruit in there as well, but I just feel like, personally to me, it's not really worth $330 that the Versace's asking for. So that's Cedrat de Diamante. So next we're going to go to Eclat de Rose. Eclat de Rose is all about rose. The name Rose is in the fragrance, so you gotta know that it's about rose. So this one is created by Nathalie Lorson. It's a beautiful rose. I mean, it's been done before. These fragrances I've smelled a countless amount of times, and I would wear this one. It's a great rose. It's fresh. It's deep, still woody, a little bit of musky, but a pretty rose. Definitely pretty rose, but I mean, the price point is just really high, and that's what's really turning me off about these fragrances, because you're pretty much buying the name Versace when you're buying these fragrances. So the next one is the Jasmin au Soleil. And from what I've heard from the sales associate, this is Donatella Versace's favorite. Apparently she likes Jasmin. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful Jasmin. I think these three are pretty nice, simple, straightforward, floral citruses. You know, everybody does these fragrances. They're very popular, and there's a lot of fragrances out there that are similar. But Jasmin has been lately kind of like creeping up with a lot of different options. And this one, even though it has a little bit of a dirty jasmine side, beautiful, big, and floral. Very, really pungent kind of jasmine, like it's been cooking under the heat of the humid heat in the summertime, and you can kind of get that smell. That's what this jasmine smells like. So I can see why Donatella likes this one. This is a pretty nice, straightforward jasmine, but is it worth $330 for 100 ml? The bottles are not even refillable, so it's a tough one for me to make my decision to buy any of these fragrances. All right, now we're moving on to the Figue. I've written down on these strips so I can come back to them what I've smelled. But the Jasmine was also created by Nathalie Lorson, so I like what she's done. And also I like that citrus. I mean, it's not anything groundbreaking. None of these are, but I like them. It's just, I'm not sure if they're worth $330 because I have them already in much less expensive offerings. So let's try the Figue. Figue is created by Marie-Pierre Julienne. Let's spray some here. And I love Figue in fragrances anyway. So to me, this one seems like, it seems like a combo of the fruit of the fig and also the leaves, because there's that green herbal kind of earthy, a little pungent kind of fig smell, but under there's some fruity touches, but it could be other fruits in there like mandarin. There's mandarin, rolly, bergamot, jasmine, and rose. I like this one. I just don't think it's worth the $330. That's the sad part about these fragrances. If they were priced at $230, $100 less than what they've priced these at, $330, it's not worth $330. Absolutely not. But some of you have a lot of money and you might pick these up. Are you going to be picking these fragrances up? Do you like these ideas? Have you smelled them yet? Let me know. Put some comments down. But let's move on to the Vanille. I think it's the Santal Boise. So the Santal, I think, is my favorite out of all of these. We shall see. Yes, it's definitely my favorite. I remember it now. It's a vanillic. No. This is the one that's created by Christophe Reynaud. He did Issey Miyake Noir Ombre, and sadly it smells a little bit like Noir Ombre from Issey Miyake, but this is a little more, I think it's got a lot more saffron, because I like that saffron under there, the leathery saffron, along with this like kind of like creamy, almost vanillic sandalwood note. So this is definitely my favorite, but once again, $330 is really, really pricey for this fragrance, which I have already sort of in a Noir Ombre from Issey Miyake, which cost me a lot less. I mean, they're not identical fragrances, but they have similarities. So check out Santal Boise. Now this next fragrance, the last of the fragrances, is the one that I was disappointed with the most, because it reminds me of Baccarat Rouge 540. There are so many Baccarat Rouge 540 copies out there. Even Francis Kurkdjian copied it himself on Burberry's fragrances for women, that I guess once he copies, and then other people copied as well. I don't know what's the deal with this one. Baccarat Rouge to me has become the most copied fragrance next to Aventus, I think. Anyway, let's smell it. This is called Vanille Rouge. This is created by Jordi Fernandez. So to me, this one kind of smells like Sensual Instinct from Montal. A little bit of Ristretto Intense Cafe. No, not Ristretto Intense. Well, actually, it does. Sensual Instinct kind of reminds me of Montal's Intense Cafe with Baccarat Rouge. This one reminds me of, Montal's Intense Cafe with Baccarat Rouge. So this one seems like I've already got this fragrance. I smelled it so many times from Baccarat Rouge, from Intense Cafe, the combination. This one's a complete dud. If I can buy Montal's version at $190, why would I pay $330 for Versace's version? Anyway, those are my impressions of these fragrances, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Versace as a house. Do you like this house? Are you a fan of their fragrances? Do you own any? And what do you think about this new Atelier Versace collection of fragrances? I'm glad I got to sample them. I really have to give credit to the associate who gave me this little box. I really was interested in finding out about them. And I didn't even buy anything and they gave me this, and sadly I went to another store that I was anticipating fragrances, in which I'll have a video for very soon, and they were very stingy with their samples, but I love the fragrances even more, so we'll talk about them. But anyway, what are your thoughts about the Atelier Versace collection? Are you a fan of this house? Do you like their fragrances? Have you sampled the Atelier Versace collection? Let me know, put some comments down below. Other than that, guys, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one.